Thank you, Professor Said.
Next speaker, Professor Omar Tanili from Turkey, who will tell us challenging aneurysm, dissection, endovascular repair.
Thanks for the EVC for inviting me, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Okay. So this is my city. I come from Turkey, Konya. It's the city of Mevlana Celaleddin Rumi. Today, three brands are serving in Turkey for medical equipment. We mostly use Medtronic and LifeTech. Here is the standard procedures that we perform before deciding what to do. But do we always perform the routine? Of course not. There are some technical parameters to take into consideration. As all we know, we take all the necessary measurements. And the efficient oversize by FU is always recommended. What if we do not make the oversize? Then the stent graft will result in endoleak type 1A with inadequate oversize. What we do if we make more oversize, it will also result in endoleak and with the folding effect. Here, parallax should be always used for precise proximal placement. So what if we don't obey the rules, or what if the patient is really complex? So it's a nightmare. So what's a nightmare? Nightmare is a very upsetting or frightening dream, or it's an extremely unpleasant event or experience that we come into face. So these are the one of the nightmare cases. So the case number one is a 57-year-old male patient. 5 months before he was operated due to type 1 aortic dissection, still ongoing thoracic and chest pain. Here you see the type 1 dissection after the operation. Here, the problem here, the ascending aorta was replaced, and there's also a mechanical heart valve, and still it did not resolve. So what was our operative plan? The ongoing dissection was located on zone 0. If we had only TVAR, zone 0 ongoing type A dissection will not be resolved. We can sometimes apply flow directing stents, but it's not suitable for this patient. So we decided to make the debranching and TVAR. But the problem, it was a redo patient, so many sticky. So the patient also had too short ascending aortic graft and still active filling dissection. So in the operative plan, we made the redo sternotomy. We plan to make the branching graft distal anastomosis with bifurcated ductal Y graft. But as I've said, the problem was there was no place for side clamp in ascending aorta. So it's hard to decide, because here the tip of the catheter would damage the mechanical heart valve. So we decided to go on pump and decided to we cannulated the patient. We went into the TCA. We cooled the patient to 28 degrees Celsius to not clamping the aorta. Right femoral access in hybrid OR, and the wire is pulled back from the hole we made from the ascending aorta from zone 0. Then directed our catheter from the hole that we created. Then here you can see the tip of the stent graft. Then replaced the stent graft. And after that, we made the proximal anastomosis of the innominate artery during TCA, circulatory arrest. Then we made the graft-to-graft anastomosis and completed the debranching procedure. And here is the final situation. So this is the second case. It's a 68 years old male, ongoing thoracal, and the abdominal aorta. Here you can see the very short neck, but the problem is he had really very angulated iliac arteries. So we plan to perform TEVAR first and right renal cannulation with TEVAR. Here you can see the angulation of the iliac arteries. And after the procedure with TEVAR and CHEVAR. And this is the final situation. So this was joint abdominal aortic aneurysm. First of all, it was not ruptured, but just before the operation, the status of the patient got worsened. It's 12 centimeters length. It's like a full moon showing. Then after massive fluid intake, the patient was taken into the OR. Then aortounileic stent graft and the occluder on the other side. And the patient was finished successfully, and the operation was completed with femoral crossover surgery. Here is the post-op CTA scan, aneurysm thrombosed, and you can see the graft and occluder on the other side. We sometimes perform on-site fenestration, and alternatively, as we have talked before yesterday, sometimes needle fenestration. So, as we have talked in the beginning, we had some nightmares. This is the nightmare of our country just after the earthquake. You can see on the right side just before, and on the left after the nightmare that some people could not, unfortunately, wake up. So this is some images